Well, do you guys know the story of a famous watch thief of New York? If not, let us break it to you. In New York early in the 1840s resided a very finely dressed gentleman named William Thompson. Old William Thompson would walk up to the upper-class strangers and say, "Do you have the confidence to entrust to me, a stranger, your watch till tomorrow?" Strange question at a strange time. The upper-class people who were asked the question were baffled and intrigued at the same time by the old William's charm. A strange gentleman questioning your confidence. Hesitant at first, but most marks used to hand over their watch to him, and just as they did, he'd disappear that instant, never to be seen again. As a result, his technique of attracting the trust of victims led the New York Herald to call him a confident man, and later he was referred to as a liar and police were involved. Old William Thompson's story also inspired Herman Melville's 1857 novel, The Confidence Man. Just like William Thompson of New York through the history of time have lived such stranger characters who have lived their lives conning the innocents. In this video today, we will tell you about the top 10 of those individuals who conned their way through life. So let's get into it. Number 1. A person named Nick Russian in 2002 auditioned 30 people to get them to participate in a newly launched British reality show. To be precise, the format of the show demanded the participants to earn £1 million in a year. However, surprisingly, the whole show later turned out to be a scam and faulty, for which the participants had quit their jobs and ran away from home just to be part of the show. Well, the story's not over yet. In the name of the game, the participants underwent several psychological tests and other related tests. The accuser Russian, when confronted by the authorities, revealed that no channel actually commissioned the show. However, he didn't face any legal charges as he didn't use any single penny earned by the participants. Number 2. J.D. McMahon. An oil land worker and structural engineer did something really weird and unexpected. In 1919, the oil land worker and structural engineer guy announced that he would build a high-rise addition to a building and raise $200,000 from naive investors. However, McMahon, the smart guy, never verbally stated that the height of the building was 480 feet, but indicated in the blueprints that the building was of 4 floors and 480 inches high. McMahon used his own construction team to build a new building next to the newbie building without the consent of the absent owner. As construction progressed, investors realized that the building was only 40 feet tall, not 480 feet. They also found that, unfortunately, the contract was legally binding because they did approve the blueprint. When the new building was completed, McMahon absconded with the remaining money. Number 3. Next up on our list is a man who successfully managed to con the President of the United States himself. Barry Landau pretended to be a presidential historian for over 30 years since the 1980s. During the time, he rubbed shoulders with President Bill Clinton and others that came before him. Barry, during the time, also managed to smuggle more than 10,000 documents, including those related to Napoleon, Karl Marx, and George Washington, famous inaugural speeches, letters, and more. Number 4. In 1872, an Englishman posing as Lord Gordon Gordon defrauded the American railway tycoon Jay Gould of $1 million and fled to Canada. When Gould was unable to arrest him, he and his friends tried to kidnap Gordon Gordon to bring him to justice but were caught and deported. Couldn't bear the thought of being conned by Jay Gould, and his consistent efforts to catch the scammer almost led to the full-scale military invasion of Canada by the United States. 5. This is a story of a guy who gathered quite a wealth by a variety of scams and cons. One of his famous scams was a photocopier called the Romanian box, which he sold to many people, including a sheriff in Texas. He was the only guy behind the scam of his biggest plane ever made. Victor Listig's scam idea came about when he saw a newspaper article discussing the maintenance of the Eiffel Tower and a comment about public opinion in favor of the Eiffel Tower being demolished. Whereas he persuaded an unsafe scrap dealer government to sell the tower and convinced the scrap dealer to bribe him to secure its ownership. He deceived everyone, from the respected banker to the notorious criminal leader Al Capone himself, and even successfully sold the Eiffel Tower not once but twice. Number 6. Ferdinand Waldo de Mara, known as the Great Impostor, impersonated a surgeon on a Canadian Navy ship in an effort to make a lot of money. He kept up the charade for years, but during a war when he needed to perform surgery to save 16 lives, he was caught. After being exposed, he was acquitted and sent back to the United States to serve his time. Number 7. After claiming that he was appointed as the leader of a fictitious country called Poyais in Latin America by the British Empire, a Scottish soldier named Gregor MacGregor managed to trick more than 500 wealthy British and French investors into buying land in his country. It didn't take long until the government officials found out about the scam and he was caught and tried by the two countries. 8. There once was a self-appointed doctor named C.L. Blood. He operated in Boston, New York City, Philadelphia, and Chicago and produced a drug called air oxidation. He promoted it as a treatment for catarrh, scrofula, and other respiratory diseases. The scam was caught quickly by the officials, and the man was tried for his crimes. 9. In 1770, a man invented the machine nicknamed Turk, which can play chess with human opponents. It was not until 1857 that this machine was discovered to be a hoax and contained a chess master. For nearly 84 years, this machine has played a role in demonstrations in Europe and America, defeating many challengers including Napoleon Bonaparte and Benjamin Franklin. Besides, there seems to be an intricate clockwork inside the machine that will mislead any observer, but in reality, it hides a human player who will operate the lever to move the doll on it. 10. Between 1949 and 1981, a man named Giovanni Vigliotto wooed and married 105 women in 14 countries, after which he would ask them to sell their house and meet him in a distant home, and then he would pack up all their things and then escape to the flea market to sell. That was all about it. This was all about it. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please like it and subscribe to the channel. Please let us know your thoughts in the comment section.